This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Last night was the debate that many have been waiting for between liar, historic dum-dum, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and her opponent of the Democratic Party, Marcus Flowers. And it was everything you think it might have been, replete with chaos and lie upon lie upon lie upon lie from Marjorie Taylor Greene. The insurrectionist, the supporter of people who have pled guilty for seditious conspiracy. I got a couple clips here. It started off chaotic. It started off with her trying to pull a Donald Trump and bogart the time to throw the entire operation and broadcast into chaos, which you would expect coming from her. But let's play this we're going to play one clip from the debate, which really embodies what took place for the half hour. And then we're going to debunk the several lies that she states inside of this moment. But the very first question is asked of Marcus Flowers. He answers the question, reflects upon her supporting the insurrection, being involved in the insurrection, and she flies off the handle. You can't accuse me of being an insurrectionist. I was as much a victim that day as anyone else. Ugh, it's just gross. Attempting to rewrite history when, and we've got the receipts, I'm going to play another clip of her involvement, her premeditated involvement in the attempt to overthrow the United States government by way of overturning a free and fair, settled American election in which Joe Biden won by over 7 million votes. Watch this moment from the debate last night between Marjorie Taylor Greene and Marcus Flowers.
Lying about me, and you will not defame my character in that manner.
Did Joe Biden win the election, Congresswoman Greene?
Joe Biden is the president of the United States.
Absolutely,
Marcus.
But you pushed a big lie that said he did not win the election.
There was election fraud.
You drove those people to the Capitol on January 6th with your lie.
We're going to move on. Josh Rowe, it's your turn to ask
and my
a question
husband has
to
the proof
Marjorie
of it.
Taylor Greene.
We have FOIA evidence of proof of election fraud that came out.
Excuse me. We're ready to move on to the next question for you.
He's not going to accuse me of a crime.
Would you like your question?
Would
you like your question?
Yes, ma'am, I would. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Liar, by the way.
Remarkable that she thinks the voters in her district in Georgia are so stupid, are so low information rubes that they're going to buy that she had nothing to do with it. Let's go through this quote, this statement that she said line by line, and then we're going to play a mashup proving her involvement, something that I already put together and posted on Twitter and here, I think, on YouTube. She says, "You cannot accuse me of insurrection. We most assuredly can. March. I was a victim of the January 6th riot just as much as any other member of Congress. A victim. The woman who planned it in a premeditated fashion. That was just the third day I had on the job. There's no way I could have had anything to do with it. It was my third day," she says. "I had nothing to do with what happened there that day. Nothing to do with it." Remember that. Remember these lines leading into the next clip I'm going to play. "And I will not have you accuse me of that. That is wrong of you to do. You are lying about me, and you will not defame my character, good man, in that manner," she says. You can't accuse her of insurrection, she says. She was a victim that day. She had nothing to do with the insurrection. Well, again, here are the receipts. Here's a mashup from several different videos leading up to and after the insurrection of Marjorie Taylor Greene being as involved as anyone in that day.
This is our 1776 moment.
America reelected Donald J. Trump for 4 more years. You can't allow it to just transfer power peacefully like Joe Biden wants and allow him to become our president.
January 6th was just a riot at the Capitol.
And if you think about what our Declaration of Independence says, it says to overthrow tyrants.
I am very convicted in what we're going to be doing on January 6th, and it's historic, and I feel it's very, very important. Just finished with our meetings here at the White House this afternoon. We had a great planning session for our January 6th objection. We aren't going to let this election be stolen by Joe Biden and the Democrats. President Trump won by a landslide. Call your House reps, call your senators from your states. We've got to make sure they're on board, and we already have a lot of people engaged. Okay, stay tuned. President Trump was reelected for 4 more years. Tomorrow is a very important day in America's history. We can't allow our integrity of our elections to be stolen. We must object to this vote. So let's get ready to fight for America tomorrow. On January 6th, if you're able, there are going to be possibly 1 million or more people coming to Washington to be there for this historic event. It's critical for everyone to show up and show the nation who we are. We aren't a people that are going to go quietly into the night.
What you just witnessed was example after example after example after example of Marjorie Taylor Greene inciting and literally inviting people to an insurrection. But yet she has the temerity and the gall and the lack of brains to say, you cannot accuse me of insurrection. I had nothing to do with what happened there that day. Oh, what a victim she is. We have other receipts. CNN back in like April got access to text messages from several different MAGA morons, to Mark Meadows and others, surrounding what took place on the day of the insurrection. And we have 2 that I want to read you from Marjorie Taylor Greene to Mark Meadows, the White House Chief of Staff. This one on December 31st, 2020, just 7 days, 6 days before the insurrection. Good morning, Mark, Marjorie Taylor Greene says. I'm here in D.C. We have to get organized for the 6th. We have to get organized for the day of the insurrection. We must get organized for the day of the attempted overthrow of the United States government. I would like to meet with Rudy Giuliani again, meaning she had met with him previous. She wants to meet with Rudy Giuliani again. We didn't get to speak with him long. Also, anyone who can help. We are getting a lot of members on board, and we need to lay out the best case for each state. I'll be over at CPI this afternoon. That was the day, a week before the attempted overthrow of these United States. Here is January 17th, 11 days after the insurrection, and she hasn't let it go. She's still attempting to stop the peaceful transfer of power. They're not going to go peacefully into the night, remember. This is also to Mark Meadows, the White House Chief of Staff to Donald Trump. In our private chat with only members, several are saying the only way to save our republic is for Trump to call for martial law. Not spelled correctly because she is an abject dumb shit. Martial law. I don't know on those things. I'm Marjorie Taylor Greene. I just wanted you to tell him they stole this election. We all know. They will destroy our country next. Please tell him to declassify as much as possible so we can go after Biden and anyone else, she says. To tell me again, Marjorie Taylor Greene, how you cannot be accused of insurrection, how you were a victim on that day as much as any other representative, that it is defaming your character to make an accusation such as that. Come on. This is deflection. This is rewriting of history. These are lies coming from a known racist, white supremacist liar, Marjorie Taylor Greene. What do you think about this? I'd love to know. You can call. Leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. You can also email me, daily@dollemore.com. If I am your flavor of political commentarian, please consider supporting my work. You can click the join button below this video. Become a channel member for as little as $1.99 a month, or you can click on over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. I got 2 days. You got one more day of videos with me, and then I have surgery on Wednesday to remove a lot of my colon. 35%, they say, of my colon, because I have colon cancer. But I will be back in 2 weeks or so. In the meantime, you can find immediate updates on what's going on by following me on Twitter. I am at Dollemore on Twitter and Instagram. You can also follow my wife and soon-to-be guest host here on the channel, Brittany E. Page. She is on both Twitter and Instagram as well. I love you guys. I appreciate you very much. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.